Yeah, what's happening? It's cracking. It's the Honorable Noble Casalupus, and as always, the honor is yours. So we're gonna open up another Troy chest via Black Ram 313, retire Black Ram 313, 2024. He deserves it. He's been in the game a while. I'm new to the scene, and trying to catch up. Like, I really thought when I burst into the scene, because of my talent and be able to grab the microphone and go off script or go on script, say what I want and be funny. Everyone came up with these technologies and backgrounds and green screen and all these sound effects and soundboards and all these special mics and all these setups and everything. I was like, So now I gotta get flashy and everything, but it is what it is. I'm a little late to the game, but here we go. Yo, you're gonna have a good time. Yo, we have the, it's upside down on my side. The Bear X Desire XL crossbow. So it shoots about 175 miles per hour, and you can adjust the shoulder. So it's good. It's like 24 to 22 inches in length, whatever. So that's all good. Yeah. This is what it looks like. You don't point this at humans, you only point it at zombies. This is one of the spokes. It doesn't have a detachable head, but a lot of the ones that have a detachable head, but I can't unscrew them with my hand, so you need a wrench. Or a plier, perhaps. Yeah, a plier. So it's always good to have that in the bug out bag, to have a plier, because I couldn't unscrew it. But they were unscrewable. Once you short them enough and they loosen up a little bit, you could unscrew it. Then you're like, oh, I could put my black talons in there. Not like the bullets, but I have like some crossbow tops that are like black talons. I'll show you that in the official video when I put that together for Black Ram for approval. But yeah. So this has a safety. This comes with a safety and a latch. Once you press this button, you can cock it. It's automatic cock, and it automatically goes into safety. And then you have to hit a button. You heard that? Take it off safety, and basically, boom. You're gonna take out a deer, or you're gonna take out a zombie. Do not point this at people. You'll get into a lot of trouble. You don't want to go to prison. All right, so we're gonna open up my box of my own. Wow. All right. Wow, that was crazy. There must be a crack in these. That let the glass loose. Alright, I got this in the mail. Let's open it together. This is an ankle brace. You're gonna need these because in a zombie apocalypse, like all the movies, all the horror movies, Jason, Voorhees, Chainsaw Massacre, Freddy Krueger, people be falling and they be like spraining their ankle and then you're done for. When you're out in the zombie apocalypse, you can't afford. I'm gonna buy another one of these, the universal left foot, right foot, but I only bought one because It's not a necessity at the time, but yet, so I don't have to spend that money. But I at least want to have one, and maybe next week or the week after, maybe I'll buy another one because you spend money on crypto over here. So, oh, this is a bag of nails, just in case you want to build something and reshape something. Good. So you're gonna have screwdrivers, of course, flathead and Phillips star. But you also want to have a bag of nails. That'll come in handy. And you're gonna need a suitcase that's waterproof and lightweight and doesn't make too much noise. But you're gonna need a suitcase, and you're gonna need a partner. Unfortunately, it can't be a woman. Women are eccentricities in the zombie apocalypse. Can't be a woman. And my bug out bag seems to be getting pretty heavy. So I will need assistance if everything was about to bug out in the zombie apocalypse and everything. So it's good to have extra book bags, right? So you can condense everything, put everything again, and you're gonna need a partner. You can't survive you're gonna be running in crews. So it's good to have a little extra book bag. Some people are just not prepared. They're gonna get hit with it crazy, but doesn't mean they're useless. Just because they can't think, so obviously you're gonna be the leader. You're gonna hand out the stuff and give people bags and everything. You carry this, you carry that, So my luggage is low. Now you can store your bag somewhere. In the last video, I showed you how you could open up manholes and railings and grates and stuff and store things down there. And you have to store them, non-perishables, lock them up. But no one can go in the manhole unless you have one of my tools, so your stuff is going to be pretty safe, especially if you lock it to the gate. No one can really take it anywhere. And then you're going to need flashlights, and not everyone's going to have flashlights. So you're probably going to need tape measure. You're going to need vitamin C. You're definitely going to need vitamin C. You want to have like B complex. You want to have extra locks. Ibuprofen for pain when you get hurt and everything. And you want to have like a tape measure and all that. Vitamin C, ibuprofen, and things like that. You don't want to get sick, because if you start coughing, you can give away your position. You don't want to give away your position, so you don't want to cough. You need to take your vitamin C daily, so you want to have a supply of that. And it's good anatomically. It's good for you anyway. In this bag, I have a ruler, some tape measure, a file, Allen keys, all the type of little small tools you need. I have a lighter in here, which is money. Like, lots of people in the zombie apocalypse won't be able to start fires on their own because they don't know what they're doing. So it's good to have a lighter, because you could trade that. That's worth a lot of money. I got a magnifying glass, just in case you can't see things. I don't know, it's interesting. This is the scope for my crossbow. It'll be good for hunting. And I'm gonna put that on there because you don't want to miss. You don't want to waste arrows. You don't really want to miss. So you can adjust it, fine tune it to where you look through the scope. And though where you're looking through the scope is not exactly where the arrow would hit, but when you adjust the scope, it'll line up with the arrow, and then you'll hit. When you look through the scope, you hit exactly what you're trying to hit, your target. So this is good. This is a scale. Don't ask me why I needed a scale back in the days. But in future, when you're doing trading, somebody says have an ounce of silver, which is good money. You don't know how the world's going to go. But in a zombie apocalypse, you might want to trade. But this battery operated scale, so you won't get juked. I got more fish than scales. I got more scales than fish. Yeah. So that always comes in handy. This is a GPS spy detector. It comes in handy. I like this because you can go around your apartment or hotel room and see if there's any spy equipment in there. So if you're doing some government work or you're just a regular citizen, you can literally find out if there's anyone listening to you. You can find if there's a tag on your car and people know where you are in your car, or your woman and your boyfriend's a stalker, or your dude and your woman's a stalker. You have this equipment that'll let you know if there's any spy equipment inside your house, or when you're on vacation, make sure no one's like spying on you in the shower and everything. Came out loud. It won't go back in. Alright, I can always fix that later. This I bought at the dollar store. I prefer the metal ones. It's actually like a back scratcher, but if you actually need to reach something, it's a good tool. You can reach things. Like in a car, if you drop something and it falls into a crevice in your car, you can literally go down there and grab it. So it comes out with a good tool. But I thought it was a good tool also because if you actually have this on your person and you need to reach something in a zombie apocalypse, this extra 2 feet to reach something, man, that'll come in handy. I have walkie-talkies. These walkie-talkies has 22 channels and also goes up to 16 miles. 16 miles, 16 miles. So you know someone that gets down like you, ready to survive, never gives up, a real homeboy, won't lose this on accident, on some goofiness. You can stay in contact with them up to 16 miles. What you know about that? Yeah. Alright, so this is a folding stove, which will come in handy. I'll show you how it works. Alright. These are you light this with your lighter, or you light it with your capabilities of starting a fire. And you have a stove here. And the fire goes underneath the stove. And you're pretty much chilling. Alright? This is some pumpkin nonsense, but it was expired, so I threw it out. I think you make pumpkin cake with it, but fire underneath, stove on top, cup there. Now you can boil water for your survival, and now you can also cook your food inside this metal cup, right? So we have that. So let's put this away. Okay. I lost what did I do with the fuel? Doesn't matter, we'll just put it to the side. We'll find it later, yes? This is a chain. This is with a lock here to your property and bag. Lock it to whatever you need to lock to. You lock it down here to something else, and then lock it to the area. And then when you leave your area, and maybe someone's stalking you, or someone's checking out your apartment, or checking out your spot, they just can't steal all your stuff. They can't steal all your stuff. Is the battery dying? No, the battery's not dying. Yeah, you don't want anyone to steal all your stuff, so that's no good. So that's why you need a chain. It can function as a weapon too, but it's basically sometimes you're gonna have to not take all your stuff with you because it's most efficient not to take things with you. So you need to lock your stuff up. So that's why I show locks and everything. We got the chain. I really don't know where I put the fuel. I'm always like one track minded. I'm a funny dude. That's why I get things done. Me because I never stop. Once my mind is set on something, I'm like, where did I put the fuel? All right, this is a grater. Good for making wood chippings and wood shreddings. So if you want to start a fire, that's good. So you need a cheese grater. Yeah. I feel like a comedian going inside my box and everything. So I started to believe that these things started to get. You always need measuring tape because in a zombie apocalypse, you're probably going to have to build stuff, so you need to have accurate measurement. So that's why I say that, you're going to probably need a partner, someone else that maybe before things go wrong in the United States, you might want to find someone that's kind of on the same page, and then trade notes, because I start realizing that, okay, I'm probably going to have 2 bags. Uncle Noble, why? Because I can't carry everything around like that. You don't need everything for everything. Like when you go out, you're going to need what you need. Your weapons, your food supplies, water supplies and everything. But you can't carry everything around with you all the time. So you're going to need like a spot. That's why in the last video I was like, you got to find a spot, get inside, change the locks, so you don't, and lock up your stuff behind the door, and also lock it up so it can't be taken. And you don't want no one to take your bag, like your actual suitcase. So think about that. Oh, you're gonna need a lot of vitamin C. You don't want to get caught coughing. You don't want to cough to, reveal your position. So you got to stay healthy. So you got to take your vitamin C, your vitamin D, your multivitamins. So it's good to have that's something that you're just going to have. Multivitamins. You can't get sick. In the zombie apocalypse, you can't get sick, bruh. Can't get sick. So you have your fuel cubicles. You're going to have some stones. Right? Why do I need to have stones? Because at least you want a slingshot. A slingshot, if you hit an animal in the head with a slingshot, that could be food for you. And if you hit a zombie in the head, because you're not aiming at people. So if you hit a zombie in the head, you take a zombie out. Man, David and Goliath, think about it. Batteries! Whoa! This is worth money. So stacking up at this on the dollar store, because people are not going to be like, is that Panasonic? Is that Duracell? They're not going to care. As long as they can operate, as long as it's packaged, and they know it hasn't been used before, people will buy this off of you and trade food, water, and goods. And sometimes, if you give them enough ammo for this is worth a lot of money. So don't forget about that. And again, we got the sharpening stone. You always need a switchblade to cut your food or whatever, but when you're out in the world every day, if you use your weapon, whether it's for food or everything, it has to be sharpened. Yes? Yes, yes? Oh yeah, that's sharp. Ooh. Salzone. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not flavor your food. You're going to eat more of the food and you're going to run out of food faster. In a zombie apocalypse, make sure your food tastes like ish. Alright? Now, always get your fire starter. Because lighters or what they are, and it can get damaged or whatever. This is the protractor I have. So when you want making circles, so you can make cuts, and there's also a ruler, so that's always comes in handy. It's lightweight, so it's worth it, especially when you're trying to make a perfect circle. You need wire cutters, right? Wire cutters. Why? Because if you need to shut someone else, your enemy down, and shut off their communication, that comes in handy. But if you need to cut some wires and shred some wires and everything, you know, that'll come in handy. Yeah, you want a fire starter. Those sparks. So if you have enough, this is not really a good one. I think I prefer the magnesium one. I know how magnesium lights up easier. So if you go on Amazon, get a you know, this thing sparks. You might not be able to see it. I don't know, but it sparks. But I don't consider that really good. So I'll probably get a new one, a magnesium one. Falling all over the place over here. Oh, these twisty tie things. Like, yo, what do you need those for? In a zombie apocalypse, you might capture people that are trying to kill you, or whatever. So sometimes you gotta tie people up. So it's good to have those plastic ties. Uncle Noble, you trying to tie people up? No, I'm not saying tie people up. I'm just saying people might be attacking you, and you might have to restrain them, and you're not willing to, you know, take them out. So sometimes you gotta handcuff people. And these twisty tie things, when you put them together, they work pretty good. You know, security guard people use them, police use them at concerts and everything. So it's not like nothing out of the ordinary. Sometimes crazy people need to be restrained, especially if they're trying to kill you. And they might not even be on that, I'm really trying to kill you, I was just trying to steal from you. So the punishment for trying to kill me may be death, but trying to steal from me, maybe, you know, your life may be preserved. And, you know, you might have to be restrained and questioned and see if you're useful or valuable to us before we make a decision what we're going to do with you. But that's just like a movie. Like, I mean, this is entertainment purposes only. Yeah, you need like a military flashlight. It all could be used as a weapon. Extends a little bit out and out. You know, you can adjust the volume of the light and everything. They also have ones that can start fires, which is interesting. Oh, I have an intricate, I put that on it because it's intricate, but I have an intricate screwdriver, just in case you need to fix sunglasses, like the one I need to fix because the lens fell out while I was shooting the video. Alright, so I put this on it just so it's easier to find. But I put it in a plastic bag. You need plastic bags and everything so you can find everything. Everything should be in order and orderly, especially because you don't have time to be like, oh, where did I put that, Noble? And second to last, tubing. This is probably like 25 feet of, no, I'm probably lying. It's only 8 feet actually, 25. 8 feet of tubing. This is so if you want to siphon gasoline out of a tank, and some people like, I caught some chick like, people think you can use old gasoline in the zombie apocalypse without it going sour and not working. And then a dude came on like, no, you can mix that old gasoline with motor oil and still put it in an engine, a diesel engine, and it still work. I was feeling him at first, but then he just came in and just ripped the whole shit apart. It's like, nah, motor oil, he's like, motor oil lasts forever. Gasoline doesn't last forever. But when you actually mix them, it still works like gasoline. I was like, that's good to know. But if you need to find water and you're just out of reach of the water, you can still get the water by using a siphoning function. You could probably go on YouTube and learn how siphoning works. But once the water starts flowing from a higher source to a lower source, it just keeps running. So this is always good to have. It gives you reach to get water, and also it's a siphoning paraphernalia. And last but not least, this is a glass jar, a mason jar, which will have plenty of good reasons in use. Metal top, 10 ounces probably. I wrapped it in clear tape, right? So if it cracks, it still holds. And if it was gonna explode and crack and be destroyed, it won't be. And then I put bubble wrap on top of it because it is glass. So on top of the clear tape, see-through tape that'll hold it together, make sure it doesn't explode, I put bubble wrap on it just so when it hits the floor, it's not going to even crack. So we didn't even have to use the white tape that's underneath. So it's like double protection. So you could use this for storage, drinking, put something in there. It has all different type of uses. So, all right, that's that for part 2. I'm going to condense all this and make sure you have a compass. Make sure you have some sort of sunglass, eye protection, and make sure you have a face mask, because in the zombie apocalypse, you never know who's watching you. You don't want to be watched, so you don't want people to know exactly who you are. So make sure you have one of those. In the wintertime when the people are delivering on their bicycles in cities, I don't know. They're not going to do that in a rural, but they might do that in a rural area too, like, because you don't want to. It's cold. It's cold outside. It's cold outside. Anyway, all right. So that's that.